In this video, I'd like to talk about the math question of the day for February 3rd, 2023. And for this problem, we need to convert this percentage here to a fraction. And to understand a problem like this, you need to have a solid understanding of decimals, fractions, and percentages and how to convert between them. So in other words, you need to have a solid understanding of grade school math or pre-algebra. So at this point, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can work this out on your own, and after you've given this a reasonable attempt, you can unpause the video and we can go through this together. Now, assuming that you have attempted the problem, we can start working through this. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them as a comment below, and I can make those for future videos. So to start this problem, we need to remember what percent actually means. So if we look at the word percent, you can split it into two different parts. This word per shows up in the context of division. You can think of it meaning divide by. For instance, if you see miles per hour, when calculating your speed on the highway, for instance, if you go 200 miles in 5 hours, you can calculate 200 divided by 5 to find the miles per hour. So when you see per, think divide by. And the word cent is the root word for 100. Think century, centennial, centurion. All of those have a meaning of 100 of something. So when we see percent, let's say 17%, this just means 17 divided by 100, or 17 hundredths, which we can write as a decimal, as 0.17. So when converting this to a fraction, we basically just need to know what the word percent means. So let's write that out. We have 25.71%, and we know this percent sign just means divide the entire number by 100. So we have 25.17 over 100. Now, technically, in some sense, this is a fraction, but we do want a fraction where we have whole numbers on the top and the bottom. And there are a couple different approaches we can use to convert this to a fraction to get rid of this decimal. One simple approach is to just multiply the top, the numerator, and the denominator by 100. Since every time we multiply by 10, it just moves the decimal one place to the right. If we divide by 10, it moves it one place to the left. So when we multiply by 10 twice, or by 100, we move this decimal two different places. So this just becomes 2517 in the numerator, and 100 times by 100 would be 10,000. So this 25.71% as a fraction is 2,517 10,000ths. Now, another approach is to rewrite 25.17 as a fraction first, and then divide that by 100. 25.17 is 25 and 17 hundredths, or 25 and 17 over 100, so we can add these together. When you have mixed numbers, you're essentially just adding the fractional part to the whole number part. So we have 25 plus 17 over 100, and we'll need a denominator of 100. So 25 multiplying top and bottom of that by 100, we'd have 100 in the denominator and 2,500 in the numerator. So this just becomes 2517 over 100, and then we'll divide all of that by 100 to get our final answer here. So you could have used either approach. They both lead to the exact same answer. This first approach is a bit simpler to employ, but using this alternate approach just gives you a different perspective on how to think about fractions and decimals. And lastly, keep in mind that if we want at this point, now that we have a fraction, we can convert this to a decimal. Since this is just 2,517 10,000ths, so if we fill in some place values going all the way out to the 10,000ths place, this is the tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and 10,000ths, we have 2,517 of these. So they will perfectly fill in these place values, and there would be a 0 in front. So 0.2517 would be this percentage as a decimal, And going from percents to decimals is fairly straightforward. When you are dividing by 100, you just move that decimal, excuse me, we go the other way, 2 places to the left.